This time we have our Yamaha GP1800 SVHO in the workshop because, as mentioned in the previous video, we're putting on our new 4-inch exhaust. So as of right now, this GP is still fairly stock. It has a blow-off valve, air filter kit, ECU tune and catch cans as well. So today all we're going to be doing is adding the new 2018 Plus 4-inch exhaust that we've just added to our website. We'll do a stock run now without the exhaust just to hear how it sounds, and then we'll do an after. And what we've started doing with our exhaust kits is adding a 3D printed template. So you'll see this when we start the drilling process, but the 3D printed template will just fit perfectly onto this part of the hull, making sure that you drill it correctly first time. We'll also have timestamps on this video so that if you have already purchased the exhaust and you just want to know how to fit it, there'll be timestamps somewhere for the instructions on how to do that. Okay, let's start it up, see how it sounds stock. Sounds great, but it's about to sound better. Right, to start with, we're going to be removing the pump nozzle. I'm going to zoom the camera in just now and show you exactly what you need to remove to get this off and get into where the stock exhaust comes out just now. So here we have our reversing cable. Next thing you want to remove is the trim cable. Here, very simple, just pushing it back and lifting it off. These can, if you're riding in saltwater, can be pretty tough to get off sometimes. Don't worry, it's not broke or anything, it's just the salt water that's corroded inside, making it a little bit tough. Last one you're going to take off is your steering cable.
There's a nut on the bottom of this, and a washer. You got to undo this, it's got to thread into the nozzle, like that, see? And then we can undo this.
There's also this hose here that's usually held on with a cable tie. We've just cut it off. So cut yours off. It's the bilge hose, so put that to the side and just remember how it's ran through when it comes to reinstalling it. So now that we've got the reverse cable off at the side, this bucket can then drop down, and you can see that there's 2 bolts up here as well on this mounting plate. So yeah, those 2 and these 2, and then when you push this bucket back up, you can get to the 2 here at the bottom. And that'll take your pump nozzle off very simply. Then you can get into the exhaust, which comes out of the hull on the right hand side of your ski. Now that that pump nozzle is off, you can see that there's 6 bolts holding the OEM exhaust on the right hand side of that pump nozzle. go. Now you're going to want to grab your Sikaflex and put an even bead around the blanking plate. Make sure to put some on the threads as well, so when the bolts go through, those threads are also sealed. Our 3D template lines up with the two through holes on the right hand side of the hull that your tie down uses. So the next job is to remove that. We tried to make this template as easy to understand as possible. The two notches at the back of the template simply line up with the two holes from the tie down on the right hand side of the ski. Just make sure you've got the up arrow at the top of your template and then begin to drill the center hole to 6mm. Once that center hole is drilled out, you can switch to your 86mm hole saw. Once you're finished with the hole saw, our 3D template simply slides back into that hole, and with the up arrow at the top of your template we can begin to drill the outer holes for your dressing ring. We started off drilling these at 6mm and eventually drill them out to 7mm. As you can see, the bulkhead fitting and dressing ring are not flat. They've been engineered to match the curves of the hull, so it's essential that when you're fitting this, you have not only the notch of the dressing ring and bulkhead fitting match up, but that those notches are at the bottom of the exhaust. What we recommend you do is, before applying any Sikaflex to that bulkhead fitting, is test fit the hose to make sure that it runs perfectly to the bulkhead fitting. You can then bring the whole exhaust back out, tighten up your hose clamps, apply the Sikaflex, and then fit it for a final time.
Right in the corner there, and a little bit around each bolt hole. So when you screw the cap screws through, it'll seal on the threads, and you have no water leakages. And that's it.
We don't need to apply any Sikaflex to the back of this dressing ring. It's sealed from the inside on the bulkhead fitting. So if you are still wanting to use the tie-down point that you removed, we actually use the tie-down point at the top of the GP. But if you want to use the two at the back, this can be put back in and just relocated to somewhere else on the hull. You can even modify the back plate here to make it smaller to possibly fit down at the bottom of the hull. And lastly, we reinstall that pump nozzle the same way that we took it out at the start of this video. There's the 6 bolts, the steering cable, the bilge hose, the trim cable, and the reverse cable, all to be reinstalled. It sounds awesome, looks great, and of course we've got the 4 different colours for you to choose from. The Nitro Blue, which is on the ski just now, Racing Red, Stealth Black, and of course that new colour just for these 4-inch 2018 plus Yamahas, the Ultraviolet, which is an awesome colour. We're not putting it on this ski because we're going to save it for you guys. And that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you found this helpful for installing your own 4-inch Yamaha exhaust, or it's maybe even convinced you to end up buying one. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next one.